Sometimes there's kind of pinch me moments where I'm like, I'm here, I'm living my dream. It was really weird that day. It kind of felt like you lost someone. As you know, as a player, it's always about the next game, and the next game you can't get too overwhelmed with situations. It gives you that hunger and desire to want it more, to go and do it again. He wants nothing but the very best for you, so if and when he can, he's always going to be there to help you.
Harvey, 5 years you've been at this football club now. You signed as a 16-year-old. Was it an easy decision? Because you had some big boys. You had like the biggest of big boys after you, didn't you? Real Madrid, Man City apparently, all the big boys.
For me it was because, at heart I'm a Liverpool fan. My family are all Liverpool. Like when we could, down south obviously it was a lot harder trying to go to games. But like we tried to do as many as we could. So for me, as soon as I heard they came in, I was like, yeah, like it's got to happen. Weighing up, and as soon as they came in, I was like, yeah, I need to go.
Do you remember that first training session?
I think I was really bad.
What, just pure nerves?
Yeah, it was, to be honest. I walked in the first day, and I remember sending a message to my dad going like, this is crazy. Like you see, Virgil walk in, you see Hendo, Millie, Mo. At the time we had Bobby and Sadio as well, and like seeing all of these guys, I was thinking, what on earth is going on? So I think I was just overthinking it a bit too much. I was like, they've gone from being my idols to now training next to them. I thought, I need to be half good here.
How do you deal with that then? How do you? Because like you say, you've probably got pictures of them on your wall.
Yeah.
They are your idols. You're watching them week in, week out on a Saturday afternoon. And then all of a sudden they're your workmates, they're your teammates.
It was really weird because it was like, for the first, I would say, few months, I was kind of just, like I was amazed by it. I still didn't really think it's true. Even till, this day, like, sometimes there's kind of pinch me moments where I'm like, I'm here, I'm living my dream. I'm living my family's dream as well. So, but I got to a point where I kind of thought like, I'm here now, I need to show that I can play for this team.
You belong here.
Yeah, it was kind of leaving the fanboy kind of thing aside, and I was just like, right, like, this is my job essentially, and it kind of gave me that hunger more to go and kind of make a name for myself and, be regarded as a Liverpool player. Because you see so many players, they sign for big teams, and, it is really hard just trying to get your head around, how big the club is, the fans around the world. Like it was a massive thing, and for me it was just like as soon as I can kind of, get to grips with it, it was just like another job basically.
You've said before as well that Mo Salah kind of took you under his wing a little bit.
Yeah.
What did he do for you?
I mean, he's done everything. I was kind of surprised, to be honest, because the greatness of who he is and what he's achieved in football. I was kind of thinking like, I was a bit nervous at start because you don't really know how these big players are going to react, and it was the first time like I've been around like superstars. At Fulham I had Andre Schürrle.
Yeah.
He was the same. Ryan Babel was there as well. Like them guys, they're exactly the same as how Mo was. I think they can kind of see how hard it is for youngsters to come in, and especially being really young, like trying to establish yourself in a first team. He was just giving me pointers of what I needed to do, like how I needed to do things, like the philosophy of how we play, and like what the manager wants. So yeah, I mean, even till this day, me and him have a really close connection now, and I'd say it's kind of more of like a friendship than him just trying to help me out. But I mean, the way he's handled me and put me on the path to somewhat get where I am today, he's just amazing.
So your first season at Liverpool then couldn't have gone much better, won the Premier League, 2 appearances for yourself. As a 16-year-old, you actually set the record as well, didn't you? Youngest ever player to appear in the Premier League.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was, as I was saying before, these kind of moments are like pinch me moments. The year before, I was watching Champions League as a fan, celebrating back home with my friends, and to be able to experience something like that, you know, it was unbelievable, and it was really hard to, still is, to like describe the feeling, the moment of when it all happened. It was just a shame that, you know, we couldn't celebrate with the fans because of the circumstances, but, you know, just being around the team and having our own celebration as a team, it was just like, it was just hard to kind of, you know, believe, and it gives you that hunger and desire to want it more, to go and do it again, to like get them feelings again, because, you know, the feelings that are within you, like it's no other.
Do you like look at yourself now, and you've been at, like I say, Liverpool for 5 years now, you're always in the Champions League to the last stages, you're always contending for the Premier League, you're always in the Cups. Is this just the norm for you?
Yeah, it feels like, you know, if we're not doing this, it feels like a bad season.
Yeah.
No matter what we achieve during that season, you know, we have the goals, and, you know, we have the kind of willpower to know that we can do it, as, you know, we've done it a fair few times before, and it's kind of, it becomes like a need that, you know, we need to be in these late phases of competitions and challenging for the title, because it's such a massive club as well, and the players that we have, you know, it just becomes a situation where everyone just expects us to go and do it each and every year.
Did Jurgen Klopp kind of drive that as well?
Yeah.
Was he a massive part of that?
He was a massive part. I think, you know, as well as the fans as well. I think everyone, you know, has their say, and, you know, their bit of help towards us along the way. But, you know, quite frankly, it's just down to us to go out and do it. So I feel like, you know, the outside world can say it. If we don't have it within us, then, you know, it's never going to happen. But I feel like because, you know, everyone around us is so adamant for us to go and do it, you know, we have that willpower within ourselves to, you know, make sure we do it.
Now, Jurgen signed you. How was he with you from the get-go? How important to you? Was he talking to you? Was he explaining what he expected from you?
Yeah, I mean, it was from the start, really. Like it was just as soon as I walked through the door, he's like, right, you're here now. You're not, you know, you're not a fan. You're not a youngster, essentially, because I signed for the first team. They were like, we see you within our setup and within our team. Like, this is how you need to approach things. This is how you need to, like, understand the way we play, where I need you in specific positions. And yeah, you know, from the get-go, he's the reason why I am here today, and, you know, who I am today.
I got a few head rides from Alex Ferguson in my time. Did you ever get any from Jurgen? Because I've done an interview with him before, and he was lovely. He was absolutely fantastic. But I watch him on the telly sometimes and think, oh, I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of you.
Yeah, a few. Only not in a way of, you know, it's like a handbags kind of way. It's a way of, because he cares about you so much. And, you know, there's been games where I played awful, and, like, you know, he's gave it to me, which is completely understandable. And I feel like as a player, and me especially, like, I need that. You know, because everyone's there when things are going well. It's like, who's, you know, going to tell you when things aren't going well? You know, he's the first person to tell you, really. So it gave you that anger in you, you know, just to accept it, but next time to go out and kind of prove him wrong in a way. Yeah. But as I said, you know, you've done interviews with him, you've seen him on TV. He's a lovely guy and a caring guy, and, you know, he wants nothing but the very best for you. So if and when he can, you know, he's always going to be there to help you.
For 4 years then, you had to watch Man City winning the Premier League title. Frustrating?
Yeah, very. Because it always felt like we was in touch and distance.
You were literally, like, a couple of the seasons, you were a point behind them.
And, you know, they always had that little margin of winning, and so it was tough. But then again, I think it was each and every season that happened, it was kind of like, right, we need to do something better this season. You know, we need to, because you're talking about small margins and fine lines here. It was kind of just, it was hard to accept, but at the same time, we knew where we went wrong in certain situations, and It was just about the next season, making sure we didn't do that, and then keep building it up and up. But Man City, I mean, it's so hard. Not only Man City, but any team in the Premier League. Like the last few seasons, each and every game is like a title-defining game. The teams are all so good. They have quality players, and the games are just ridiculous in terms of the quality that's on the pitch. It's like you need to make sure that you're 100% each and every game.
So, as a Liverpool fan then, what are the big games you're looking up for? Is it your Evertons? Is it the Man Uniteds, the derbies? Or is it the teams that are really competing with you in the Premier League? No disrespect to them teams, by the way. Or is it the Arsenals or the Man Cities?
I think instantly you look at, the Merseyside derby, because as a City, like that game it's like a final within itself. The whole city's buzzing, and whether it's red or blue wins, that side of the city is just, it's just celebrations galore.
Bragging rights.
Yeah. So I think, as a Liverpool player, that game for us is the biggest game, because, no one wants to lose that, whether you're Liverpool or Everton. So it's just a massive, massive game. And then again, you have like the Uniteds that are also massive rivalries and big games.
You definitely enjoyed that 7-0 Liverpool win
Yeah.
a couple of seasons
It was
back,
a bit of a weird game, to be honest, because we came in at half time. Obviously, it was 1-0 up at the time, and we was like, right, this game could go either way. United had a few chances, and United always seemed to play very well against us. And they put up a really good fight, and we knew the game wasn't over. Then I think I'm not sure what minute the second goal was, but it was just like it just kept happening, like goal, 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 goal. We came in after the game thinking it felt like a complete different game. If it was like 1-0, it was really tight, and then come in 7-0, and I was thinking, like, it was just really strange. But it's always nice to win them kind of games, isn't it? Can't really complain.
And was it as much of a shock to you as it was probably the watching world when Jurgen announced that he was going to be leaving the football club?
Yeah, it was a really strange situation. I think a few of the other lads have spoken about it before, but I think it was Fulham away in the Cup, I think it was, or maybe Premier League game, where we won. It was like the next day we had recovery or training. Jurgen weren't really one for having meetings after the game. He would normally leave it till like the day before the game. Now I remember I was driving in, and there was a meeting saying 10:30, all lads, like in the meeting room sharp. Sorry, meeting at 10:30, and like it said on my sat nav that I was going to be in at 10:30. I was thinking, right, I need to put the foot down a little bit here and make sure that I'm in on time. In the end, I had 5 minutes to spare, and all the lads were speaking within ourselves, going like, what's going on? Because like it's never happened before. And like he came in, and as he's walked in, you kind of knew something was wrong.
It was a big
if he was going to say something,
yeah.
because he's normally bubbly, joking around and whatnot. And yeah, that's when he told us, and it was really weird that day. It kind of felt like you lost someone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of probably the best feeling. Like everyone was just quiet. Like it felt like the whole building was quiet, because they didn't really know how to take the news. And yeah, it was just I think up until we left, it was kind of strange trying to get your head around the fact that he's leaving.
Can you imagine if you'd have been like 3 or 4 minutes late for the meeting? He's just saying,
I know,
lads,
yeah.
and you go
and
bowling.
I'll stroll in. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, because I knew something was wrong, so I was like, right, I can't be late for this, and I don't think he'll ever forgive me.
If you've got to sum up Jurgen's legacy, then how would you put it?
To be honest, I'm surprised there isn't a statue of him yet.
Yeah.
The guy came in, he's built the team up, won so many things, and he has that legacy. I think that will live forever and ever, for many, many, many years. Till I'm even dead. I think it will still go on, and he deserves it. What he's done to this team, the way he's built it up and made it like a family. The players, the fans, everyone in this building, or even around the world, everyone feels together. And I think that's because of him. The way he is as a person and the way he handles everything that comes, you know, in his way. He's just, you know, he's a legend in my eyes, and he will be a legend of this club forever. And, you know, now it's like, you know, you look back on these times, in the moment you don't really think about these things because, you know, as you know, as a player, it's always about the next game, and the next game you can't get too overwhelmed with situations. But looking back, you know, as I said, he's a legend, and, you know, his legacy will live on forever.
Yeah, in a moment, in a time where legend is thrown around all the time.
Yeah, he is a legend.
And then new manager comes in. What was that like for you at first? Because it's probably in your senior career anyway, the first time you've had a new manager. Were you a little bit apprehensive?
Yeah, it was again a weird moment because I've never had it before. You know, you could argue with Blackburn, but, you know, Tony was there from the get-go, so it wasn't kind of, you didn't have to deal with that transition. But here, you know, from pre-season, it was tough to kind of get your head around the new playing style, the way, you know, he wants to play, like formation-wise, because, you know, it's completely different as well. And it's just like, the best way I can put it is like going to school again. You know, you're learning new topics, you're learning new subjects that, you know, you need to acknowledge and then apply it into a test, and it's exactly what it was like here. But I mean, you know, up until now, you can't really complain. The style of football that we play, and, you know, everything that he's helped us to learn and improve on, you know, it's working. We're in a strong point this season, and, you know, we just need to keep it going now.
Yeah, as far as first seasons go, potentially winning the Premier League, Champions League still on the cards as well, and Carabao Cup. It's not a bad debut season, is it?
It's not bad at all. You know, the work ethic them guys put in as well, on the training pitch, off the pitch. You know, they're in early hours of the morning and they're not leaving until maybe 5, 6 o'clock at night, and, you know, you don't really see what happens in the background, but yeah, every detail, you know, they're looking at and making sure that, a bit like Jurgen, you know, they can help us and get the best possible player out of ourselves.
How was Johnny Heitinga managed to sneak in here, by the way? Because having had the career he had at Everton, he's gone under the radar there a little bit, hasn't he?
I didn't actually know until when we were playing Everton. There was pictures of him in like an Everton shirt, and I was thinking, like, you see all the stuff with like AI and whatever, and I was thinking, is he like linked with Everton to go like be the manager, or like to move there? And I was thinking, I didn't really know what was going on until like I read the description, and it said like obviously he was there before, and like a few of the lads were like bantering him and things about it. And in all fairness, I don't think he got any stick. Like, he hasn't got any stick from our side, and he hasn't got any stick from Everton. So I think as players go, I think he's probably the most allowed player to play for and manage Liverpool and be untouched.
Made me feel old there, mate. You don't remember Johnny Heitinga playing for Everton. That's brilliant. Oh, it's good. Do you know what? I really enjoyed that. I think because football moves so fast, we forget exactly what sort of an impact Jurgen Klopp had on Liverpool Football Club. And you can watch the definitive story of his time at the club on Doubters to Believers exclusively on Prime Video.